let's go and jump into a 49ers mailbag video here, answering our subscriber mailbag questions as submitted on our live Q&A on Thursday. We start with David Bielma. Super Chat, he says, would you offer Bosa, Kittle, or Warner and trade for Deshaun Watson? I got a ton of crap. I'm just going to say it right now. A bunch of people in my video weeks ago where I was explaining what it would cost to trade for Deshaun Watson. I gave like 5 options, and a couple of those options were 2 first-round draft picks and Nick Bosa, or 2 first-round draft picks, and Fred Warner, and people ripped me for it. They were all like, Thomas, that is not what it would cost. That would never happen. No, I'm going to say it again. If you want to trade for Deshaun Watson, it's 3 first-round draft picks, or it's 2 first and a player. Out of these 3, I mean, what do you do? Maybe Warner, but Warner's a great line. I honestly don't know. I really don't know. Bosa, once-in-a-generation pass rusher, it feels like at this moment. Again, you look a couple more years in here, but Warner is one of the best middle linebackers in the league. Maybe it would be Kittle, but Kittle's like the face of the franchise. Man, that's tough. It's a good super chat. I'm glad we led with it. I have no idea which one I would rather do. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, who would you do? Who would you give up? Maybe Bosa, because you can get better pass rushers. Linebackers are kind of harder to come by, at least good ones overall. Maybe Kittle, because he's older, but you did just re-sign him to a big contract. I don't know. That's a fun question, though. Makes you think. Great question, David. Move to the next one. JP says, I'm no GM. I'm not either. I just pretend to be one on TV. By any stretch of the imagination, just a diehard Niners fan. I love that. But what about 3 firsts every other year for Watson to help keep some of the first to build on the future? So like 2022, 2024. Okay. This sounds great, but there's no way Houston would do it. And the Houston Texans would not do it because you can't get rid of Deshaun Watson and then get returned 5 years from now, which, of course, what would happen in 2026. So it just doesn't work from a logistical standpoint, and I don't think the Texans would do it. It will take, like you said, 3 firsts. It'll be this year, next year, and the year after. That's it. There is no this year and then 2 years and then 2 years later. No, it would cost a lot, as we keep saying. I like your thinking and your thought process, but I just don't see that happening because if you're Houston, you got to at least make this trade look semi-decent because they're going to get ripped regardless of whoever they trade Watson to, but at least get some good compensation back, and this is not good enough. James says, should we sign Trace Mcsorley since he's cheap? And that's wow. Well, we got to remember Mcsorley, what did he blow his Achilles or at least his ACL? He blew something in the what was it, divisional round loss or the game before? He came in for Lamar Jackson and then he blew something and now he's going to be done for all the offseason. No, I mean, this is not something you want to build your franchise around. No, not at all. I don't know if this is like Trace McSorley's burner account and maybe he wants to be a 49er. I mean, maybe that's it. But no, sorry, I'm good. We'll go ahead and move on to that question. Fun question, though. Okay, how about this question? I'll ask you guys one. Favorite 49ers player ever? Now, Montana, Rice, Young. I mean, these are easy ones. But is there a unique one on here? Terrell Owens for a little bit there? I don't know. Who's your favorite 49ers player of all time? Let me know right now down below. It'll be the pinned comment on the video if you're watching this later. But I'm curious what you guys think. Who was your favorite 49er maybe growing up, maybe going back in the past, maybe recently? Maybe George Kittle. You're like 10 years old. I don't know. Who is your favorite 49ers player of all time? Let me know what that is right now down below in the pinned comment. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. Nicholas says, will Bosa be 100%? Everything we've heard is yes. Now, of course, Nick Bosa tearing his knee up going back to last year. It happened early enough, and obviously happened, basically the beginning of the year, was as good, not bad, good as you could hope for, meaning, yes, he should be 100%. There were even reports they could go like if they made it to the Super Bowl. They obviously did not. But everything I have heard, and we haven't heard from Bosa directly in a long time, is he's just probably chilling with his millions of dollars and enjoying the offseason. But yes, he will be 100%. Not worried about him at all. Taser says, record for 2021. What did I say? Have I answered this question before? I remember last year I said 9-10 wins, and I was like, calm down a little bit. I said 10-6. And so that feels, it feels right. Right now with the roster you have, it's a 10-win football team. Now, Deshaun Watson comes in, you draft well, maybe 11 or 12. You got to remember it's a good division. Russell Wilson is always good. Sean McVay is always good. The Cardinals are only going to get better. So you're not just going to go 6-0 in the division, but I think 10 wins is a safe record prediction. I feel pretty good about the record prediction overall. I think you guys should feel pretty good about it too, because 10 wins would at least guarantee a playoff spot. And honestly, that's all I care about. Like, yes, we want to win the division. Yes, we want a first-round bye. But I also wouldn't mind being the 7th seed as long as we get into the postseason and I can at least have one playoff game and then you win it and then you get the ball rolling and it's a downward spiral and you snowball your way to a Super Bowl berth. Roberto, he says, do we trade away Sherm possibly? You can't trade him. He's a free agent. So you have to sign him and then trade him, which is dumb. It won't happen. So you got to re-sign him. There is no trade for Richard Sherman. Just like there's no trade for Verrett. There's no trade for DeFord, like all those guys who are unrestricted free agents you can't trade away because they essentially have no more contracts for the 49ers. You got to re-sign. Kali says, who would you have for Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, or Matthew Stafford? This whole Rodgers thing is not happening. Let me just say that. And that gets asked a lot, but there's no way Aaron Rodgers gets traded. And he kind of put some water on the trade rumor fire on the Pat McAfee radio show a couple of days ago where he did his weekly appearance and said, I'm coming back barring some sort of weird blow up in Green Bay, which I don't see happening. They were the number 1 seed. They got outplayed and probably outcoached a little bit by the Bucs. They got lose to Brady, but Brady beats everybody. But, I would take Stafford right now due to price, and I've said that. Watson's a better player, and I'd take him, obviously, but he's too expensive. Give me Stafford. How about the Super Bowl, though? Just mentioned Brady and the Bucs. Who you got? Kansas City or Tampa Bay? What do you think? KC down below for Kansas City. TB down below for Tampa Bay. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to be 100% honest. I have no idea. I'm leaning towards Brady, but I also know how good Tyreek Hill and the Chiefs offense are. I don't know. Give me your guys' thoughts down below right now in the comment section. While you're at it, you guys want to bet on this football game, which you should because it makes it way more fun. BetUS is the place to do it. Our partner here at Chat Sports. Go to chatsports.com/49bet. You see it down below me. It's like over here somewhere, right? Go ahead and go to that link. Use the promo code Niners125. Get that deposit bonus. It's basically free money. It's fantastic. And then, of course, bet on the Super Bowls. The odds right now. Chiefs are the favorite, only -3.5. That's about what you get when you're the away or road team, whatever they have them set up right now. The Chiefs are wearing their red. Looks like the Bucs are going to be in white. You guys want to bet on some fun bets here? Listen, you go to the BetUS website, go to the Super Bowl page. You can bet on everything. Like who scores the first TD? Oh, maybe Patrick Mahomes, +255. How about Brady, the first TD, like a quarterback sneak, and a Tampa Bay win? You made a lot of money if that were to happen. Goodness gracious, Brady good, sneaking on the 1 yard line. You never know. And then here's the one I got to bet on, and I'm using my BetUS account to do this one. Blinding Lights. It's got to be the first song by The Weeknd. If it's not the first song by The Weeknd during the Super Bowl halftime show, what are we doing? Now, maybe he mixes it up the way we lose all of our money, but come on. Blinding Lights is going to be number 1. Bet on that right now. Do it with our friends at BetUS. Jace has a question here. He says, why don't we draft a corner in the first and a quarterback in the second round? There'll be quarterbacks in the round who are high-level talent. Listen, that's not a bad idea. I've talked about that idea the past couple of weeks. So you would take like a Caleb Farley or a J.C. Horn or a Patrick Surtain at 12, and then you come back at, let me do the quick math here. What is that, 44 overall, 32? I think 44 overall. It sounds about right if my math is good. And then you take, I don't know, Kyle Trask or Mac Jones. Jones is the one you worry about being there or not because, of course, he had a great second half of the year. A good overall year at Alabama, but a great second half of the year. And you kind of go, well, maybe he'll be a first-round pick overall. But I'm all for taking a quarterback in the second round. You just can't start him. It means you got to keep Garoppolo and then let Garoppolo go after next year and then rein them back in like the Patrick Mahomes thing they did with the Chiefs. So, yeah, I like the idea. I'm fine with that. Let's see. Next question here says, bring back Staley. Let's see. We got a lot of other unrestricted free agents. You got to go ahead and think about. I don't know if Staley's someone you have to 100% or for sure, as you say, emphatically bring him back. But we'll keep the eyes open. John says, how do we re-sign our cornerback and who to be like 3 of 3-0 free agents? Okay, well, first off, like all of them are free agents. All 5 are. I would re-sign Verrett and K'Wan Williams for sure. I would re-sign Sherman if they don't take a cornerback in the first round. But if you take Surtain, then let Sherman go and just Surtain can start day one. Literally, he's a day one starter. So either way, I would at least sign 2 of them. I think Williams and Verrett have earned the right to be the nickel and outside cornerback. Just to go ahead and figure out who you want the other one to be. Jane says, do you want to package 3 first and possibly Greenlaw for Watson? I don't know if they would take Greenlaw. I would rather just do 3 firsts. We talked about 3 firsts being it. Greenlaw would be better to give up than Fred Warner because Warner's better, but Greenlaw's a big part of this defense and played a lot when Warner would go out with the injury like he had midway through the season. So it's a lot, and that's what keeps getting me. It gets me, oh man, it's a lot of money. It's a lot to give up, and I continue to say that. How about Niner Bread, who says, who's your favorite draft prospect of this year? I'm glad you asked. Come on. You should know by now. I've talked about him like a billion times. Say it with me. Patrick Surtain. I am in love with Patrick Surtain. Now, I'm not in love with the fact that he's so good he's probably not going to be there at number 12, which, what are you going to do? But if he is, and they don't take him, I will be so mad. But they will. They 100% will. They will take Patrick Surtain at 12 if he is there. I feel really good about that. I just think that overall, the size, the athleticism, the college resume, the NFL bloodline. I mean, everything checks out with this guy. 6'2", 202 is exactly what you want in a cornerback. I feel like this is the next Jalen Ramsey. I really do. I think he's just that good. Now, is he going to be that good year one? Who knows? It takes a little time, figure things out. But for a team that needs cornerbacks, this is the guy that you would like, and I'm all for it. Now, I'll ask you guys the same question. Who is your favorite draft prospect that the Niners could go ahead and take? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. Again, I keep saying Patrick Surtain. Maybe it's somebody else, but let me know what you guys think right now down below in the comment section. I actually did a video. Did you guys see this? Like thousands of people did. But if you missed it, I did a first-round draft target video, who they could take at number 12 overall just a couple of days ago. Like, was it Tuesday? I think that video that came out, maybe Wednesday. I think it's Tuesday. It's over there, of course, on this channel. So if you're brand new, then just go ahead and find the link and check it out. While you guys are at it, make sure you guys are subscribed because we do tons of stuff. First round targets, second round targets. Probably do a mock draft next week. I'm looking down the corridor of like the future videos, maybe a mock draft. Yeah, mock draft could be fun. Make sure you guys are subscribed as you always should. And guess what? It's 100% free, which, you know, that's kind of a perk. I mean, like free things, right? I mean, come on. So go ahead and subscribe down below. All right, couple more questions here. I'm feeling generous. I'm going to get to some more. Let's go to Daniel. Should we re-sign Kendrick Bourne? You know what? I said this last week. No, I'm going to stick with it. Nah. No, I mean, he's been reliable from a health perspective, a lot healthier than like a Jalen Hurd. But I think Hurd comes back healthy, and that's the hope, is that he could slide in to the Kendrick Bourne role because he's a lot better prospect than Bourne has been. Let's see here. If we trade for any quarterback, what will that do for us signing our own free agents? It wouldn't be too bad because you're assuming you would let go of Jimmy Garoppolo, meaning you'd get rid of that contract. So like Stafford would cost $43 million over the next 2 years, so 21.5, whatever that math is right now. But it's possible, and they could 100% do it, and you don't have to worry about the cap space. Thatcher Klum, that's a fun name, says, what is the move for backup quarterback? Draft Trask or Kellen Mond or pick up a free agent. I think they're just going to keep Mullins. I think the idea right now with the restricted free agent of Nick Mullins, I would just re-sign him. Knows the offense. He obviously is a proven starter. If he gets a better offer, then, you know, more props to him. But I feel like Nick Mullins, to me, would be the best option. If you draft a quarterback early on, like a Kyle Trask, even the second or third round, you get the quarterback controversy that starts to brew, and I hate that. I cannot stand quarterback controversies, so nah. What's our biggest offensive weakness? Ooh. How about this? Wide receiver health is the biggest offensive weakness. It's not wide receiver. It's the health of the wide receiver. I mean, literally, the past couple of years, wide receiver has not stayed healthy. If these guys could just stay healthy, then they could at least start to be a very dominant passing football team. They've been a very dominant running football team, good at times passing the football, but they could 100% be a dominant passing football team. And so I'll say that again. The biggest offensive weakness is wide receiver health, because I like a lot of everything else. Maybe an offensive line, who knows, but health to me is where I would go with that.